Hello and welcome, Cosmic Quantum Travelers. How are you doing? It's quite intense. The usual cosmic weather update. It's intense and it's about to increase massively. Our heart's about to pop. And I can feel it in my body. There's a lot for me coming up with my kidneys and solar plexus area. I know it's also connected to just the remaining fear clearing in the field, any remaining separation within the one consciousness. And also about the twin flames coming together, because they're like massively highlighted to me right now. And yeah, so we had 4 M-class solar flares and a brief proton storm earlier on, some Schumann resonance activity. The fireworks, again, keep going as the party is well underway, and we're right now levitating. So it's like the light ship is getting ready to take full flight, but it's already levitating, okay? Because the Macabic field, our Ankh body, 365 full multidimensional access to the new divine organic creatrix field is here now. That was actually the story I wanted to tell with the Ankh necklace, because the thing is, nothing is wrong with the necklace. And it kind of separated itself. So the necklace itself was under the pillow, closed up, nothing wrong with it. The same with the pendant, just on the sheet, but separately, like as if somebody has taken it apart, like nothing wrong with anything. Anyway, 2244, it was just a confirmation for me that that has been completed. The Ankh body activations, and we are basically here now. So, most powerful heart activations, any remaining clearings, any emotions, any fears, anything that still needs to clear is clearing. I mean, that's the long and short of it, always so. But again, especially in regards to separation, there's also been a lot being clearing from my last activation that was on the 13th. That was especially helpful for the masculine and feminine, like kind of any betrayal, any separation, any hurt, unforgiveness to still clear between that, those energies and principles, and like any relationships we ever had, because you kind of were shown to me that, and you can access it underneath in the description box, the replay, because they're really timeless quantum activations. And also one of the reasons, like, I'm no longer, as you may have noticed, doing live activations online freely, so to say. I mean, you can find older ones in my SoundCloud, but they just are being taken into these containers. And that's also why a price is attached. These are sacred, like, this is sacred medicine, frequency medicine. They're very powerful activations, and they do clear a whole lot and they activate a whole lot. And they are way beyond that worth, together with the calls where, again, everything I speak is ultimately an activation, and we all do this. Again, I'm speaking from the oneness. But especially light language can be very powerful. And I know many people often tell me they fall asleep listening to my activations, which is like, when I sometimes listen to them as well, I also go into a deep state, because it's just, your brain is not supposed to follow. You go into a very deep state of feeling and activations. And yeah, afterwards you can feel very high, and then sometimes comes also clearing. Both is really needed. Like, as part of the healing, you also need to clear. But especially since the last activation from the 13th, like, the clearing went as gentle as it could have gone, really, overall. And there's literally not much more to clear. So tomorrow is also an activation. So again, we have 4, like 5 altogether this month. And they're also accessible via the Ascension Express monthly membership. And again, you sign up from the day to the next date. So we're taking this into August, and ultimately it's multidimensional, but you know, we keep going, Lionsgate and everything, because it's all interconnected. And again, it's quantum. It's already happening now. As soon as I've even like put down the titles and dates for the, you know, so the 13th, the 17th, the 22nd, and the 27th this month, to do activations and group calls for those that want to go deeper and really, you know, get the activations and accelerators their ascension journey. So as part of the group container, you get all of these calls with the Ascension Express as well as some bonuses. At the moment, I can't generate MP3s and I can't update the links. So I don't know what's happening. I wait till tomorrow. Otherwise, I need to find a different website. I don't know what the story is. I'm having generally issues with AI technological things. Although I really don't have resistance as such to it, because I'm trying to check. It's just like, you know, there's a war obviously going on here. But yeah, I will need to see how I can fix that, because it's like beyond my comprehension what's technically happening there. Anyway, so our hearts are being prepared. Any remaining betrayal, any kind of, you know, discord between the masculine and feminine has been fully clear, and for us now to fully come to divine union in the physical. Our family reunion is here. That's also what you get as the Ascension Express. We did a family gathering call today, and it was really nice. And loads was shared again. I mean, always loads of keys and codes for your ascension, navigational tips, and to really help within a consciousness to bring this all, you know, into coherence, to bring us all back to peace within and without, and divine union between the family. Because it's a family unit. As this heals, all of society heals. Because it's been fragmented, because we've been fragmented within. Again, all comes back to the relationship we have with the self. And then once we correct this, our relationships change one way or another. Okay, so that's been obviously a big theme. And tomorrow is all about aligning with our true north, basically our true purpose, our true destiny, our true self, all interlinked. And how can we do this? And I'm going to share a lot, plus an activation again. And we might do this at the beginning, the activation this time, because it's full moon time, new moon time in Cancer. Just around the time we're starting. So we're starting at 7 p.m. 11 UK time, but also the timeless quantum replay is available. And again, we're going to go deeper into this, of how we can really align with it, because a lot of this has been down to if we are connected to karmic relationships and people, and you know, all of the interference that have gone on, these people kind of delay us or try and slow us down, or at least don't support our goals or our visions, or say we're crazy, you know, all of this stuff, because they don't really get us, because we're not of the same soul signature frequency as such, as we are with our soul family. And if we align with the right people, this is when the magic really happens, because so much happens. And it's also between the twin flames, which are the core of this, of the family unit, and the masculine feminine fully healing, the divine unions, fully completing all of this cosmic reunion, our ascension, is that they, if you think about it, so they're split into two. So it was an androgynous body, masculine, feminine, and then again, you know, projections happened, the feminine allowed it, and you know, just the victimizer game, this distorted polarity came in. Invasions happened. We can look at this from many different perspectives. Okay, I'm just using some words here, but ultimately it also is connected to DNA stealing, or rather, you know, again, the negative aliens invaders took our DNA, our original blueprints, in order to hijack them to create artificial realities. So it's ultimately consciousness. It's connected to the emerald tablets, to the true history records being hijacked, twisted around, which then creates distortions in our blueprint. And also the past is not really the truth, what they've been telling us. It's all interconnected, it's all data. So if we have, you know, again, as we change the past, as we do through these many timeline corrections, which is ultimately your consciousness, your blueprint, we correct the present and then also the future. So as we're clearing all of this out, as you clear the past of all the invasions and fallen timelines, the present is as if none of this has ever happened. And the future also looks bright and shiny. The dawn is here, the new dawn is here, but you need to jump and leave the old behind, or you're going down with it. So it's all about self-responsibility. It's all about you fully reclaiming all of your consciousness and memories. As you do, you remember that past, free of the invasions, and you also know what happened to lead us there for you now to correct what went wrong, where you fell for the wrong people, the wrong, and the wrong is also the right, because even the people who are kind of like trying to prevent us and manipulate us are still helping us to get in touch with our true self and reclaim all of our power. It's all part of it. We have created all of this as one. So there are no more victims, no more victimizers here in the space of the unity field of New Earth. There's just a happening, and you're just taking more and more responsibility for your creation, your reality. You're the CEO of your reality. And you won't ever again let anyone steer you off your path, mission, purpose, your ascension, your truth. Just for others to like you, for them to approve of you, okay? To not ostracize, abandon, reject you. Never ever will you jeopardize, be corrupted from the outside in your truth. That's what it's important. And then as you do this, the right people come together now. And it's happening ultimately from inside of you because you're correcting your DNA, you're correcting your consciousness. As you do this, your reality shifts. It's energetic law. It's about frequency. It's about vibration. As you heal your nervous system, you heal your vibration, and then you heal your reality. And the people who no longer align with this have to navigate out of your reality. It's energetic law. It's not a frequency resonance. If you're in your false self, you attract false people. Well, it's all perfect, because even in that, again, we learn and we heal. Whenever we're getting triggered or whatever, we heal. You know, so we need to go for those triggers in a way and just embrace them and no longer resist them, fight them, are afraid of them. The same as like ultimately opposites of opinions. That's what's really dividing us here, opposites of beliefs. And then feeling threatened by someone's belief because you think like they are basically conjuring up the devil. And very few do this. There are some, obviously, have been, the black magician. But as you fully claim your power back, they fully disappear. As you no longer give your power to the black magician, as you no longer believe that the cabal, negative aliens have more power than you have. And ultimately it has been about, again, the twin flames. Think about it, twins, they're twins in love, wanting to create a family. The thing is, the angelic human, we would procreate within the tribes, within the family lines, in order to keep the bloodlines pure. As we know now, this causes inbreeding type issues. Too much perfection, too much of one thing causes imperfection. So the oneness created the invasions, the rape, the murder, the torture, in order to really mix up these two very different opposing DNA blueprints of the reptilian, you know, fallen angelic and the human angelic. As they are forced to procreate, they create a whole new blueprint. Now, after all of our experiences and timelines lived throughout the eons, the twins come back together, having fully mixed up in the deepest way their DNA blueprints. As they come back together again, they create a whole new reality. Big download. Because they complete the blueprint, but it's no longer like 50-50%, you know, like they're two halves. They're like two full on, like it's like love is multiplied, not divided. So they're now 100% each, and in divine union with source, which is always the highest authority, they're 300% and more. And that happens with anyone we come together with in divine union with self. Then if the other person's dead, it's always your power tripled. And especially with the twin flames that carry such powerful codes, this is what fully ignites everything. Everything. Usunateyake, was all interconnected. And the secret potion is divine love, trust love. All right? So trust love. True self-love is true freedom. So you're no longer being corrupted by your environment, telling you what to create, aka who to be, what to do, what not to do. You know. I don't know. Some psychic should know. Some card reader should know. Sure, we can listen to psychics. It's like listening to our environment. Symbols, confirmations, synchronicities comes in all shapes, ways, and forms. But you need to choose the ones you really want to listen to, what kind of messages you're digesting, because they help you co-create that. And because everything you think, feel, it doesn't matter whether you agree with it or not, it's helping you co-create your reality. It's input, output. What you put in, you know, comes out, so to say. As well as you here to re-encrypt it and see through it and say, nah, not so much in resonance with this one. And you choose what you believe in as you become fully sovereign. That's you got sovereign and free. That's true freedom. That's true free will now, where you're at one with source, divine will, as well as have always choice to follow your guidance or not. But once you really get this, you know, you're much better off following your guidance, because that's where, you know, God, your higher self, speaks to you. It's your future self speaking to you. That's why the heart doesn't need to explain it to the brain, which can only catch up later with all the details, what the heart already knows, because it's like quantum informed through the super consciousness field. And the brain is here to receive and transmit. It's not to figure out rocket science. The new Nirvanic, Christic, Buddhic mind, God consciousness is like, it's just again here, just flowing through me ultimately. I don't need to have notes. I don't need to prepare. I don't need to plan, although this also sometimes comes into it, of course, partly. But mostly it's like information is just flowing through and out of you. It's not yours to hold on to. And that's also why I'm being guided to share and create so much at the moment, because it's just so much coming out and that wants to be shared in the field. And that's the thing, the more we can bring in the truth into the field in whichever way, shape or form we are being shown this is how you program the field. But ultimately it's your embodiment. Doesn't matter what you're doing. It's who are you being. Are you in integrity with what you're speaking about? That's what activates the field. And you are the whole field. And there is no time and space distance. Gravity going fully offline now. Tomorrow's activation will be a big part of this. So join me if you want to. Okay, they're all really powerful activations, all powerful calls. And really, like, they really assist if you let them. And follow the guidance and follow your heart. So details are below if you want to join a monthly container and have weekly updates and contact with me and other bits and pieces I share there. So generally, we are fully tuning into the Emerald and Crystal Rosette network is fully online. Like the crystal clarity you're experiencing, 2020, full on vision, like everything, like there's no more doubt, fears, whereas they're just so done. Yeah, done. That's why we know we're done. And it's just waiting for the perfect now moment for it all to fully ignite. And we're not waiting, because when you wait, you're holding it in the field. It's not happening. It's like when you let go, the magic happens. So that's why you create, let go. Create, let go, without any expectation of any specific outcome. Absolutely key. Because you're just a happy fool. You've never been born, you never die. All of this is imagination. Nothing gets lost here. All is being transformed. Insanity. And you're not in control. But you're here to master the dream. And your dream field. This is your creation now. So no one is more powerful than you and in charge of your reality. No one. You can't give your power away to anyone by blame or shaming or guilting anyone. Whilst also when we talk about forgiveness, it's the thing like, you know, we think forgive people who never are sorry, never see like they have wronged us. You know, but then you also usually don't have relationships with them because nothing ever changes. And that's what we have done wrong, where we keep forgiving, forgetting, you know, and keep the distortions in the relationships, that it causes a disconnect when we don't talk and sort things out. So then, you know, it deteriorates. So you can forgive someone without them ever seeing that they were, you know, wronged you, ever apologizing, but then often you wouldn't have a relationship with them anymore because it's obviously dysfunctional. And you can't, when you're in your true self, you won't allow this anymore. But then obviously if someone wants to, you know, reset their relationship with you and want to start all new and expand, you know, then yeah, they need to, you know, apologize without it needing to be, you know, there's ultimately no apology needed, but there just needs to be an acknowledgement of, hey, this went wrong and I won't do this again. And obviously also often people can just say these things and never really mean them, you know, empty promises or, you know, abusive people, they play games. So you need to know, again, when you're in your true self, you read people and you know when someone is really wanting to change. And again, doesn't mean they get it always right, you know, but practice makes perfect. And you just have to keep going. Perseverance is everything here. Tenacity, not giving up. Once you have moments when you give up and it's part of letting go. But you get me, until the end where you don't, there's no more giving up. You just know it's happening as it's supposed to be. God is in charge here, has a plan for all of its children. And everything is just fine. It's a nice identity. Okay, so you just have to fully transcend your fear now. That's why I feel in my kidney. Like, I mean, it's just burning it all up. It also has to do with the triangle and the heart activations. It's like fire in the kidneys, purifying our heart and all remaining karmic load in the field. Okay, which is ultimately fears. I mean, all these digressions within the consciousness and aka our divine blueprint. Fully cleared. Now, dasanata. Yeah. So no longer we will let anyone take us. Of course, you need to follow your heart's guidance. the knowing that you have inherently, it's your DNA speaking to you, your true self speaking to you, your intuition is your guidance, it's your compass, okay? It will lead you through. And again, we speak more about this tomorrow in the call. And whenever you also decide to take part in the call later on, you've been there already in the quantum, because it's timeless, okay? And you'll be there multidimensionally, even if you can't take part live, you'll be there adding your keys and codes, although it's obviously a little bit more powerful when we are there for the live calls. Now, in any moment now, I'm shown the campfire is on and we're there now. So keep putting yourself there around the campfire on the meadow. We're also celebrating everything like has been like a bad dream we've just awoken from, and it's the most natural state of being back on heaven on earth with our beloveds and with our true soul family, okay? So keep following your guidance. Also action is needed, not just hoping and wishing. It's both, your masculine and feminine fully in tune. What I meant to say also was, for example, me doing the thing with my, raising the price of my activations and group calls slightly, and, no longer offering them for free, again, caused a shift in my field. And what I also wanted to say about that, it's basically your divine feminine fully claiming the worth and the gifts that she has. Okay, because we all need to do this if you want to follow your passion and live it every day and have full freedom. And whilst we still deal with money, it's the form of energy exchange, okay? And again, it's not about being, like some people charge thousands, for their work, the other extreme. So it needs to be a balance of, not just giving everything away, as well as asking a fair exchange for the energy you're giving out. And depending also on the social, economic, environment you're in, and as well as the masculine and stepping in and saying, okay, this is how we do this. So again, you claim it from deep within, and once you know your worth, you then, the masculine steps in and says, okay, these are the boundaries, these are the guidelines, these are the conditions of how I'm sharing my gifts now. Okay, and this is you sealing your container. This is you, masculine and feminine in divine union, because the masculine is here to protect your energy, to protect the field container, which if you don't value your gifts, your sacred essence, the frequency you hold, the sacred nectar, your holy energy, you need to see it like this, that you're a god, a goddess. Again, this is not about genders. And how valuable your frequency is, your time, your energy. You've worked hard for this. Don't just throw it away at people that don't appreciate it and just want you to fix them and don't take responsibility themselves. We can't do this anymore. This is what allowed the distortions. No longer. It's not that. But as we see one another for who we truly are, free of judgment, aka separation, we have healed all fragmentation, which is what heals all as one, which is here now. So no longer at odds, no more fighting anything, nothing to be afraid of whatsoever. It's all part of you. Okay, whatever you seek without, you already are within. So we embrace the differences in childlike wonder instead of fighting them, seeing them as a threat. Like all mistreatment comes from the unconscious. It's not personal. Whilst, we've also been hunted down for the codes we carry, for the light we hold, and we trigger other people as we hold the mirror up, not even wanting to. It's just what we do. Our field does. It's the frequency we emit. But we also need to look out for, okay, where am I being triggered? But if you're not being triggered, you just hold them in compassion and neutrality that helps them heal. Instead of judging them, because then you're in fragmentation still, and you're still integrating those aspects within. Whether you're being triggered or not, that's the key kind of to know. Like if you're not being triggered, you just hold whatever you're perceiving in total neutrality. Which you always try and do. But, if you're being triggered, you just go into it and say, okay, what am I being triggered here? Where am I still in separation with the self? This is like every trigger is ultimately healing you. You need to switch it around. It's not your enemy. It's sacred medicine. As you switch it all around and embrace the pain, like the pleasure, you're okay here. And this is how everything just flows through you. Because like whatever we're clearing, it's mine and it's ours. Like as long as it's still there, it's also ours. Again, we're holding these blueprints for all of creation. As long as one still suffers, we all suffer to some degree. This is why we're clearing and healing all, releasing all beings from the suffering one way or another right now. right now. So it's all happening within the one consciousness. The only one we're ever judging, fighting, blaming, whatever, is ourselves, not forgiving ultimately. As well as we need to just clear it out and feel it all. And again, when we're in integrity and really in our field, it's fully set what we allow and won't allow in our realities anymore. Nothing that is not of that frequency will even come up in your reality eventually anymore, once you have fully put down your boundaries. And again, it takes a while to reclaim your power and put down your boundaries and reaffirm them, especially when they've been weak before. So the twins create a whole new blueprint as they come together now, because they've collected all the keys and codes and basically expanded and multiplied their own blueprint and that of the whole of creation. That's why we can now fully merge matter, antimatter universes, all dimensions, all realities, all timelines. Can you see the perfection in it? So no matter what we have done or not done, as long as you get it now, what went right and not so good, and what had to be corrected, which is you correcting your consciousness, which is you healing your own blueprint, you're there, which we are now. And you just need to do differently now. I mean, that's the main point, obviously. Otherwise, your blueprint isn't healed, because again, it takes a while, practice makes perfect. Try and try and try again. Don't give up. Perseverance leads you there, okay? And just believe in you, main thing. Your inner knowing, guidance, visions. Don't let anyone gaslight you, okay? Only you know what you know. And that's what you're here to bring back to Earth. That's you fully igniting. The more you believe in yourself and what you're getting, the more you get. That's why right now I have so much to share. It's actually creating a backlog if I don't share that much. And there's just a lot of codes coming in right now that want to be activated in the field on behalf of all, which all the work I do is like that. Any container I work with, any call. We're always doing this on behalf of the oneness, but obviously if you take part in them, it's a whole other level of power and expansion. So the twins, really, they create all new free worlds, heaven descends upon earth, and they're home, and heaven on earth for one another. And that's what they ignite on behalf of all. The family, the holy family back together, the tribes back together, our cosmic reunion, already happening right now. Tune in, make it fully real. This is when life gets really real now. For real. Not just fake reality. Just because it's so dense doesn't mean it's real. It's the opposite. Again, everything is upside down here. So again, tomorrow, much also about flipping the switch, the poles, the magnetic field. It's all interconnected with everything, quantum completing, and the divine masculine feminine merging fully their energies and principles as one. No more just north-south, and there's no more friction. There is no more fighting. There's no more, all the bipolar energies have been fully healed, and there's just harmony, balance, as well as, again, you need a little bit of friction, so to say, in order to keep it interesting, but it's not distorted polarity. It's just nicely balanced. Again, we need the opposites. We need the differences. We need the uniqueness, but we're no longer afraid now. We're no longer threatened by it. Also not by not knowing what's ahead. You're not supposed to know. Embrace it all in childlike wonder. Only your ego wants to know, and it's going down the toilet with the rest of the fucking fake matrix. Done. Never real to begin with. You embodying your true, eternal, authentic self, your highest identity, it's something totally different. So the family is reuniting in true divine love and forgiveness, and that's what heals all. And what creates harmony. It's the Holy Trinity returned as one. I should stop speaking. I had a longer call earlier. Again, the family gathering call went on quite long, actually. So I need to save some energy for tomorrow for the other call. Although we're running on source energy now, so there's a lot we get done, so to say, as well as taking a lot of time for self-care. And I mean, everything we do is this. Yeah, you need to know you are doing a whole lot of energy work, grid work, gate work, most of what you might not be even fully aware of. Even, me, I know I'm constantly doing this, even though I'm not consciously sitting there and, tuning into the grids and, I'm doing it. We're always doing it because it's all inside of you. So all you need to really do is align with the frequency of truth, which is divine love, which is God's source consciousness. That aligns everything for you within your field, within the field. And then it just plays out as these holographic realities, okay? So simplify, focus on what's important, So now the question is, will you trust love or believe the fear, which is false evidence appearing real? Remember, it's time to jump all in. This is a once in a lifetime of all lifetime opportunity to jump all the way to heaven on earth now. All right, let's do this. It's here now. So this is the 0 point. A fresh new start is here, but you have to claim it as you jump all in. Follow your destiny, follow your heart, follow your true north, which is your true soul family, which is your heart guiding you home. All right, back to the beloved, back to your true soul tribe, back to the campfire where we're dancing and singing. All right, that's really there. It's on. It's on. Tune in. I've seen it. I've been shown. And leave the old behind. Let it go up in the flames. And now rise as the phoenix from the ashes, well on their way. The cosmic dragons out in such powerful form. And again, all of our aspects beautifully merged as one. And each moment, another aspect steps out. But they're in perfect union with all, with one another, especially. No more discord, no more disharmony within. No more inversions within the consciousness. It's all been healed. For it is so. For it was written. And so it is done. So, I will leave it here. Join me tomorrow if you like to for the call. Details are below, or for the monthly container. I see you in the field, the quantum field. It's fully being ignited. Tune in. The more you tune in, the more that activates. The more you believe in what you're seeing, sensing, being shown from deep within, the more that comes online out there. It's an inside-out creation, okay? No longer will you let the outside tell you what to create. You are the creator. You are the CEO. You're the master of your reality. You're walking in the lucid dream. Take on the fake fuckery in all ways, shapes, and forms by being your true, authentic self. Speak your truth, break through any remaining fears. They're all illusionary. And there's a great, great reward at the end of the rainbow, so to say. All right? And it's beyond money and gold coins. It's pure, true divine law, infinite. You can move mountains once you truly believe in yourself, literally now. Let's do this. Usunata ainatara sinashpura upuro sunateate ainatara. Okay. So much love, so many blessings. Bye, bye, bye.